not in a position of going past their barricade of fear in their mind. The Matrix ensured that we remain to be slaves. They are playing a mind game against you. You have to be real successful. No matter what it is, your best self is on the opposite side of fear. As a matter of fact, the Matrix ensured that we remain to be slaves. And the intention is that we remain to be slaves from within our minds. And one of the tactics that the Matrix is using to ensure that each and every one of us are slaves is fear. Look at it. Since you are young, when you are growing up, everybody was telling you, don't do this, don't do that, obey the government, obey I don't know what, obey laws, obey shit. You have to understand, all these things, all these nitty-gritty things that happened in our lives while young, they shaped us to be such kind of cowards in such a way we cannot be in a position of taking up hard decisions. They fed us with so freaking easy shit. They fed us with a lot of fear in such a way no one can be in a position of standing against freedom infringement and all this shit. Like, we're just living in an era of so much freaking fear in such a way. People are not courageous enough to step up simply because of how they were raised, simply because of how they were indoctrinated to obey anything that they are being taught. Obey being an LGBTQ, if not so, you go to jail. Go to school, if not so, you go to jail. And all this shit, all these roles, man. You have to understand, the Matrix is not here to help you in any way achieve maybe even that security that you think that you will have. That is the physical security and all this shit. That is all it is. They are playing a mind game against you. And there is no way you can be in a position of overcoming or achieving that dream that you really want if you don't go past the limits in your own brain, past the limits of what this quick interruption here for you. Shout out to Alma Assistance for making us these dope t-shirts. And if you want your piece, you can drop me a message. There's a link in the description. Society conditioned you to be. You have to understand that if you are to achieve the things that you have to achieve in life, you have to be courageous enough to take the first step and just leap out there without knowing where you are going to fall, and just do whatever you are supposed to do until you achieve it. A lot of people here on earth, they didn't want to be successful. They didn't want to achieve something. They didn't want to become freaking savages, you know. They don't want to drive that fast car. Like a lot of dreams, man. But if you look keenly, this dude is not ready to lose that freaking, 1K that he has to an investment simply because he don't know how it works, technically speaking. And as well, he doesn't want to know simply because he's like, it's so risky for me. You see, that is what it is. We live in an era of monumental cowardice, and unless you're in a position of overcoming your fears, overcoming what the society conditioned you to be, you can never be very exceptional rich. It is very freaking impossible. My brother Ezra once told me that your best self is on the opposite side of fear. Your best self is on the opposite side of fear. Can you stand up for who you are? No matter what people are telling, no matter what your mom is telling, no matter what other people are speaking about you, you know? Can you be in a position of stepping up? No matter what you feel, no matter the fear that you have, can you be in a position of starting that business even if you think you have a lot of fear to do so? That is what it will take. You have to be in a position of being courageous enough to just look into the mirror and just say, I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna do this shit. I don't care. I have nothing to lose, man. And if you look keenly enough, the situation of fear is just an illusion that is in our minds, in our day in, day out basis. You know, that is what it is. The fear that we constantly have is simply because our mind is trying to hide us from some pain that we propose we cannot make out of it, you know. And that is where you find a lot of people are not in a position of By the way, a huge announcement. I just launched my book that is Unravel the Edges of Masculinity. It's a freaking dope book, man. This book is freaking badass. You can get a copy going for 700 Kenyan shillings only, and you can get the copy from anywhere you are at here in Kenya. So be in a position of dropping me a message on IG. There are links in the bio, and as well there are links in the video description. And also a huge shout out to Pen Publishers for just being in a position of helping us achieve that dream of publishing that book and just printing it out. So grab your copy today. Pushing themselves at they had business ideas, they had massive dreams, yet 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, they haven't yet achieved anything, and they end up dying just like that simply because they didn't have the courage to do what they are supposed to do. They feared, I don't know, the DCI shit. They feared, I don't know what people will think about them. I don't know what their mom will say and all this shit. I think their pastors will curse them and all this stuff. You have to understand, your purpose is the reason as to why you are living. That is what it is. Your purpose, if you lose your purpose today, then you will lose your identity. And a lot of people, it's amazing that a lot of people are going through life without their identity at hand. A lot of people are doing that. And they're just going by in life like zombies simply because they don't know what they are doing here on earth. They're just here to eat and just survive another day. Just survive another day. Just don't die today, man. You see? And that is just actually foolish. There's no reason of living when you cannot be in a position of achieving what you wanted in the first place. There's no reason of living. But then I was watching a documentary like some 2 years ago, and I was watching this dung beetle rolling the ball of cow dung, and this after rolling all that stuff and putting them in a store and under the ground and all this, after then it lays some eggs in those balls. After laying those eggs, the young ones mature and all this, then the parent is ready to die. The purpose is done. Again, the same thing with human beings. You have to understand that there is no reason of existing if you don't have a purpose to achieve. That is definitely critical. You know, a lot of people are not in a position of understanding that simply because fear is just holding them behind. Fear is just pulling them behind. They are not in a position of facing their fears, facing their demons, and just go out there and just overcome everything. They are not in such kind of a position of taking the first step into that thing that they are not sure where they are going. And that way, they end up losing everything in life. They end up losing everything in life. That is what it is. People, you have to understand. We have to be real successful. No matter what it takes, no matter the fear that we have, no matter anything that's standing our way, we have to get to that freaking level that we really wanted. Otherwise, if we don't, there is no reason of existing. That is just what it is. Wake up every day, fight for that thing that you have to fight for. Because that is what that really matters. Be the best. Adios.